Go to that other news just in this morning. A security guard killed in a cash-in-transit heist near Boksburg in Ekurhuleni. Let's get more information. I'm joined on the line now by National Police spokesperson Vish Naidoo. Vish, a very good morning to you. Thanks for your time. Undoubtedly a very busy morning for you. Can you tell us what happened in this heist?
Good morning, Rebecca. Yes, I can confirm that there was an attempted robbery on a cash-in-transit vehicle on Atlas Road near the N12. There was a group of armed men that tried to rob the security vehicle. A shootout ensued between the robbers and the security guards. One of the robbers was shot and killed, and an AK-47 rifle recovered. It was also reported that the security guard was wounded in the hand. We're also receiving unconfirmed reports that 2 civilians may have been wounded, but and they've been removed to hospital. But that, as I said, is not confirmed as yet. We mobilized all our rapid response teams. We're busy looking for the suspects at the moment. And I can confirm no money was taken, and it wasn't a security guard killed. It was, in fact, a robber that was killed. Okay, so just to clarify, a robber killed there, not a security guard killed in this incident. Vish, what is happening on the scene at the moment? I mean, it is peak traffic time. Can you give us some idea and what precautions motorists need to take around that area now? Well, of course, I can say that, with regards to this incident, it has caused disruption to traffic, particularly on Atlas Road. But we have traffic police on the scene. We also have our forensic experts busy combing the scene, so that part of the area will be disrupted for a little while longer. Motorists must please bear with us. We need to get as much evidence as we possibly can. So when we do arrest these suspects, we can have a successful prosecution in this matter.
All right, Vish, any details as to, can you give us more details if you are looking for people to help you find these guys? I mean, just more details on maybe how many, if you can give us a number close enough, and also a better description of a vehicle that they might have fled in?
Well, what I know now, it's a group of about 15 men. They were traveling in 3 vehicles. They were traveling in, we know of at least 2 vehicles, a BMW and a Ford Ranger. But I know our rapid response team is in pursuit of one of those vehicles. So, and those men are currently armed, so I wouldn't want us to, expose any civilians as yet. And of course, if and when we do need any further help from the communities, we will definitely call for them. But I want our rapid response team to try and use every resource available. And once that is exhausted, and if we haven't arrested any of these suspects, we will seek for further help.
All right. And Vish, I mean, just looking at the modus operandi, and we know that these things usually happen. They happen in winter as we get closer. The criminals getting desperate, they take their chances. And just looking at the daring of this, that this was carried out close to peak hour traffic time. I mean, what would be your advice? Because most of us tend to stay away from a cash van when we see one. We don't want to be directly behind that van in traffic. I mean, just what should people do in a case where this might happen again?
Well, I cannot say that, motorists should stay away from cash-in-transit vehicles, especially when they're traveling in peak periods like this. But of course, when a road is deserted, especially when a road is deserted, we find that these vehicles are targeted and attacked. It's not necessarily happening when the roads are busy. So if a road is deserted and you come across a cash-in-transit vehicles, motorists should steer clear from those vehicles. But we're seeing a shift in modus operandi. This is now the first incident that's happening close to a suburb or CBD since we've started to implement our stabilization operations on the 4th of June. Because since the implementation of those operations throughout the country, there's been a drastic decline on attacks on cash-in-transit vehicles. Then the modus operandi seem to have shifted to more remote areas, as in earlier this week. But what we're finding is that with the implementation of new security measures, both by SAPS as well as the private security companies, we're finding that the suspects are not getting to the cash. We've had incidents on the N8 on the way from Tabanchu and Bachubelo to Bloemfontein. Suspects couldn't get the cash. There were other attempts, like even this morning, they tried to rob the vehicle, they couldn't get the cash. So while they're trying to rob these vehicles, they are unable to get any money out of it. So our security measures are working. We have been making significant breakthroughs as far as arresting of suspects is concerned. We've arrested over 30 suspects for the heists that have been taking place since early May. On Monday, there was a robbery on a liquor store when a security company was picking up cash from a liquor store in Amanskral. We've arrested suspects in that case already. So we are making breakthroughs. We are profiling these suspects. We are linking them to other robberies. So, we're really making headway as far as this is concerned.
Vish, I'd be very interested to know, of those that you've arrested, and you say you've done some profiling, when something like this happens, our minds immediately go to somebody on the inside have told the robbers what the route of the van is, what time they're leaving, where they're going to be. Is there any proof of that a lot of the time that there is some inside work, it is an inside job, somebody from within is sort of helping the process, helping the crime being committed?
Yuveka, that's not always the case, that there's inside jobs and inside information that we uncover. But, of course, there are, in some instances, we have arrested people that were involved, that were, from the companies. But I can't say that that this is something that's always happening at this stage.
All right.
And, of course, our investigations, more often than not, they always start from that premise, because it's not a possibility that we should actually just rule out, because it concerns us. How do these people know when and where cash in transit vehicles are traveling, and when and where they should be targeted, and so on and so forth. So this is something that we also consider, when conducting our investigations.